Top of the here this morning and taking my grinders to 54 plus 24 deliveries in his our month. And this quick look at him and all track back on here this morning. The you can talk about that actually continue well well when you come back to the in excellent. And of course, the team is such a factor of every morning here and there. That's this is being a bit tough. And looking forward to the other well. We hope that of cricket to be firing on the body. So we need to do like with the other. Yes, happening. Yes, that's happening. Right. So I think is tomorrow we have that meeting from the five. So we want to wish you all the best. Thank you. The Knight Rider, yeah, have been doing well so far, and we're looking for that one win to move into second weeks of people.
Very warm welcome back to Prairie Cricket Complex. We are live, and the game has just begun. Three deliveries already. Kamil Rowe has opened the proceedings with the ball. The left arm quick from the com box end. You haven't missed much. Just the one run on the board. That through courtesy turn up. Abhinav will take strike now. The sun is really baked down, and the pitch looks quite dry as opposed to pretty damp in the morning. Hope to see better carry and better stroke play on this pitch throughout this afternoon. The star-studded Eagles have taken to the field. Good carry, but wrong line from Kamil, and it's good time to say a very warm welcome and good afternoon to Keshav alongside me in the com box.
Hi, good afternoon. Definitely, it's a pleasure to be alongside your esteemed presence in the commentary box. Looking forward to this encounter between the Raiders Demons and the Clarion Eagles. And as you rightfully said, we would like to see better carry and allow the players to play through the line of the ball in the second game.
There's evidence of that, although it was in a full-blooded drive, but still went through with the line. It came onto the bat nicely.
Yeah, well, that's one of the main benefits of the sun beating down right now. You know that we had a lot of intense morning dew on the field as well as just around in the atmosphere. And thankfully, at this stage of the day, players are out there and ready to go. The conditions reaching close to ideal for a game of cricket.
That's why the Raiders, when they won the toss, very little hesitation to bat. This is well done. Great work. Just behind square. And already Kamil resorting to those cutters that we've seen in use so often on these pitches in this Atlanta Open so far.
Yeah, well, I think because of the nature of the pitches, we have seen the fast bowlers bowl at least two cutters per over, depending on where they are bowling in the innings. But first over, we have already seen it introduced.
Take inside half of the bat. Harmeet Singh in action. Good running between the wicket though. Yeah, this power play is important. If you look at the ball, both the sides, Keshav, there's a huge difference in class between the two sides, but it's a game of cricket. Once you're on the pitch, it starts even for everyone. Come back, ask your opinion after that. First over has been done. 4 for none for Raiders. So yeah, what the Raiders have in their favor is that they won the toss and they had the choice to do what they want. And the skipper was very confident at the toss that they want to bat first and put a score on the board.
Yeah, well, I think as you rightfully said, cricket is played on the field itself, and no matter the names on the team list and the different reputations and statures of the players, it's all out on the field itself. So I hope that the players wouldn't be dismayed by the opposition and that they will take the challenge in the right mindset and look to go out and play positive cricket.
Gerhard Erasmus will take up the attack from the far end. Very, very good cricketer, captain of Namibian international cricket team, who's played in the World Cups as well. They have been on the rise under his leadership in the last few years. Starts off with a slip in place.
Right, an off spinner to a left-handed batsman, always a good matchup.
Plenty of turn and bounce there for Erasmus.
I think that's the ideal start he would have wanted. Perfect delivery to get his spell going.
Fingers gone up. Really squared him up. Abhinav had no answer. Erasmus quickly resorting to a quicker delivery, realizing you can bowl pace at this wicket and still get a grip. And he's got the reward.
Yeah, after the first delivery, turned square away from the batsman. This one was quicker through the air and went straight on to hit the pads, and no protest from the batsman either. I think he knew that he was dead in front of the wicket when the ball struck him. So first strike there for the Clarion Eagles, and the Raider Demons have their first wicket down.
4 for 1. Sometimes the scorer are so fast they remove the dismissed player like before he's walked.
Yeah, yeah.
Ansh Boch is the new batter in. Really hurried to the middle. And Erasmus will have 2 slips now. Plenty of purchase in the pitch. Although the pitch, like we just said, and I was out there in the middle, it looked pretty dry. Still, the ball is gripping. Even the new ball.
Yeah. For a ball within the second over to be turning that much, it just goes to show you the nature of the surface that these teams are playing on.
Starts off with the teaser, just throwing it up a little bit away from the arc. More turn.
Interesting to see if he resorts to the quicker delivery again now. Using all of his variety on display is Erasmus.
Goes past the outside edge. The difference from the morning is that look at where the wicketkeeper took that ball.
Yeah, some more consistency with the bonks. Nice carry through.
He did come back for that quicker delivery, slightly shorter, and Ansh got on to it.
It's well defended. This has to be mindful. Respect the bowler with the good deliveries.
Another big turner. A wicket maiden for Erasmus. The Raiders, 4 for 1 after 2. Having seen so much purchase for the spin, if you look at the lineup for the Clarion Eagles, they've got Mohammad Mohsin within their ranks, formidable right arm leg spinner, tall balls, quicker pace, would be a handful on this pitch if he gets it right. Harmeet Singh is generally very good on most of the pitches. He will be licking his lips to come on to bowl on this pitch. And then they got a few good seamers as well, the likes of Usman Shinwari, Jesse Singh. Very well-rounded side there in terms of their bowling options. Not to mention Kamili Ru, who started off the proceedings in the first over. A cutter again, rolling his fingers over the seam, getting plenty of purchase.
Starting is over with a cutter, and already you can see that spin is going to be a major factor. Even with the seamers, taking pace off the ball is a very important aspect of this game when you're playing on surfaces such as these.
Off the edge, it flew to third. Excellent work there. Usman Shinwari, in the thick of things. Plenty of cheering for his seat from his teammates.
That was an excellent fielding attempt. Certainly saved at least 3 runs. And look at the awkward bonks. So I think that's why they were so excited in their support of him, because they knew that effort was top class.
He's on his knees already, and that ball bounced awkwardly and coming to his face. He really had to parry it with both hands. Well watched, Usman Shinwari. See, one of the big names in this side, has played for Pakistan in the white ball format, T20 and 50 over format. Swing and a miss.
It was a quick delivery from Leroux. Again, nice carry through to the keeper, and pace was a bit too much there for Ansh. Yet to get off the mark.
5 deliveries for Ansh. This is wide, pretty close to being signaled a wide. Get away with that, Kamili Ru.
Some discretion used by the umpire there. Definitely giving the bowler the benefit of the doubt on that occasion. And we know in this modern version of T20, many bowlers try to stay right within that wide line, just out of the reach of the batsman.
Fine margins there for bowlers. Wild, wild return, but a quick run nonetheless for the Raiders, who really found life very, very difficult in these early exchanges.
Yeah, they're definitely struggling to get off to a start. Just six for the loss of 1 wicket and one delivery left in the third over. That said, the bowling has really been tight. Consistent line and length from both the pacer and the off spin at the start.
Soft hands, chance. Oh, I think it's Dilpreet Singh closing in from that backward point area. Must have been very close if he had a direct hit. 3 overs gone. The Raiders struggling, 7 for 1. Will we ever get a side on replay? Just earlier on, going through the lineup, we could make out that 12 overs of spin was available, at least 12 overs of spin. 2 overs have been bowled by Kamili Roo, and of which half of his deliveries were cutters anyway.
Yeah,
That could tell you how the conditions are at the moment here in this beautiful Paramveer cricket complex.
now Erasmus is going to bowl to the right-hander for the first time. Previous wicket maiden was to a left-hander, both the batsman that was dismissed and the incoming Ange.
Long on, long off, mid on, mid off. They are in the ring. Rasmus once again varies the pace. Interesting because the ball is turning so much. He's got both his sweepers inside the power play. One is behind square leg, and slightly straighter mid wicket. Mid on is up in the ring. A different proposition bowling to a right-hander for an off spinner.
Definitely, and I like the angle he's taken from around the wicket because with that angle, he can mix deliveries in terms of the ball turning into the right-hander as well as the ball in the straighter one to go across him.
Yes, a good old fashion of bowling off spin to right-handers was to create that angle. Generally, in Pakistan, there are group in cricketing circles, they use the slang to create that L angle away and then straighten it from that angle. But yeah, bowling to the left-hander. It's really Christmas has come early for Erasmus on this trout.
He's licking his lips at this opportunity, looking for another wicket, most certainly with the left hand at the crease.
Bowled him. Was just a matter of time. Groping at it was Ansh. No idea of which way this was turning. We'll have another look. Probably it did come in with the arm and went through the gate. Having bowled quite a few off spinners that were leaving Ansh, he had absolutely no answers for that.
Yeah, Ange looked a bit nervous since he came to the crease and then facing up to Erasmus. That delivery did turn, not as extravagantly as the previous ones, but turned just enough because it started within the middle stump line and just beat the bat to flip that off stump. Wonderful delivery from Erasmus.
Just a hint of turn to still beat him on the outside edge and still able to hit the stumps. Great adjustment from Erasmus. 2 wickets for 1 run for the Namibian skipper. And Raiders really struggling. 8 for 2.
He's certainly leading from the front. All of his experience on display, Erasmus. As you rightfully said, he's done an immaculate job with Namibia, taking them to higher heights in the cricketing world. It's really good to see them feature more. I'd like to see Erasmus also get more opportunities around the globe. Happy to have him here at the Atlanta Open T20 2024 edition.
He's well worth the money, whoever picks him, because he's an outstanding fielder as well. This one has been swept away, beaten the infield. Much required boundary, and skipper Rithwik has come in and found the fence immediately.
I think the line from Erasmus was not what he would have desired there, especially given the turn as well. Would have probably wanted to start that one outside of off stump and let it turn in rather than on the line of the middle and leg and then turn away. So comfortable shot.
Good bit of fielding from Vinod Momchan to retrieve that ball.
Man of multiple talents.
Okay. He's very humble. He won't admit it, but yeah, he is. Yeah, talking about Erasmus, okay, the Namibian that is around the circuit quite often is David Wiese, who's played in English County Championship, the PSL, and multiple leagues around the world. Erasmus' over has come to an end. 4 done. The rate is 12 for 2.
And as you mentioned, David Wiese also part of that St. Lucia Kings
Also
franchise
winning. Okay.
that just won the
You can
CPL
pick it up.
2024. So someone of his experience, would definitely be instrumental for Namibia. And I'm sure Erasmus would look up to him and seek his advice and all of the knowledge that he has to offer in developing that country's team.
Yeah, that's the beauty of franchise cricket around the world. It's opened up opportunities for so many associate countries as well. If you're good, you get noticed. These scouts all around, they watch pretty much every broadcast. I'm pretty sure few are watching this broadcast as well. And they will pick up on the outstanding players from this tournament as well, for leagues happening around the world. Usman Shinwari has been there and has seen it all. He's really touched at the top level. Was once a regular with Pakistan team. Obviously, with so much competition amongst the fast bowlers, he's fallen off the packing order. Still pretty fit and keen from the com box and will take up the proceedings.
Generated some nice pace there. First delivery of smooth action, and as you said, still looks fit and ready and raring to go. But there's no shortage of options for fast bowlers in Pakistan, and that's always a good thing, more than a bad thing, because some fielders and players might think that it's tough to get an opportunity, but it just makes you raise your standard and your performance even more to be into that contest to get a playing spot for your country.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And like I was saying, that's the beauty of the franchise cricket. There's still opportunities for players like him around the world to make a decent living of something that they love to do, the passion they have, and the kind of quality they possess. This is another star-studded lineup. We've seen the Kingsmen and Kingsmen X. They're two very good teams, and you've been covering the field too. What has caught your attention over there? You've covered 2 games for the Raiders, I think. They were pretty strong. The one that really won their game comfortably this morning.
Yep, the Knight Riders
Night
United.
Riders, I beg your pardon. Yep.
Yeah, Knight Riders United 2 for 2 at this stage. They won their game yesterday as well as today, and both in different fashions. Yesterday they batted first, made 129 and dismissed the opposition for under 80 runs. Today, bowled first, and they bowled out the opposition for 72 and made it in 6.3 overs. Captain Norman Anwar scoring 50 off 24 to take them to victory, and also Ali Sheikh, who is the former USA under-19 captain, left-arm orthodox spinner, picking up 4 wickets yesterday and 3 wickets today. So great effort all around.
Yeah, that team also has a very, very good outlook. Clarion Eagles, which we're seeing right now, and then add to the mix the home team, Atlanta Fire, always does well in this tournament. It's a very competitive field. I think the way the tournament is, we have 3 groups, But on overall seeding, the first two teams will directly qualify for the semifinals, and the next four teams will line up to have a playoff series, which two teams from there will qualify for the semifinals, which will be happening on Saturday, the semifinals. And the playoffs will be on Friday, leading us to the big finale on Sunday.
Yeah, all of these teams looking to play their best cricket, of course, competing for that grand prize of 100,000 US dollars.
Going around the wicket, Usman Shinwari.
Change of angle into the right-hander.
Not that the batters are really going after him, but he wanted to check the angle, so doesn't allow any room to the batters. This innings from the Raiders is just crawling along at the moment. 5 overs done, 13 for 2.
And given what we've seen thus far, a run rate of just 2.6, projected score at this stage would not be a figure that the Raiders would want to achieve, but I'm sure they're just taking it in stride, respecting the bowling, trying to get their eyes in, and then build some momentum going into the innings, try and get a competitive score. Uh, Based on your thoughts of this pitch, what do you think is a good score for them to set first up, especially playing against a team of the Clarion Eagles' strength?
The way the pitch is playing, if you're able to execute your plans with the ball, especially in terms of your spin bowling options, 120, I think, could be a very, very competitive score. Yesterday, we saw the much fancied Kingsmen. They were just chasing 112 and they were taken deep into the innings. Last over, they required 7 for some strange reason. A new bowler was introduced into the final over, and Naushad, who previously bowled 3 overs for 9 runs, he was taken out of the attack, and the Kingsmen got over the line. Doesn't take much for Harmeet to get into the act. Very first delivery, once again turn enough to beat the forward press from the batter, and he will have to walk back. Raiders are digging themselves into a deep hole.
Another wicket goes down for the Raiders, and first ball of the first over from Harmeet Singh. It just goes to show you, using all of his experience in that delivery, and players of his caliber and these professionals, they don't really need any warm-up deliveries, as they would say. You know, from ball one, he's right on the money, and so said, so done. Getting that wicket, clean bowled.
13 for 3. Raymond Dar, the new batter in, joining hands with skipper Rithik, who's in the middle. By all accounts, it may seem that we all may have an early finish here at field 1.
It's interesting to see if they're able to bat the entire 20 overs, given the start thus far. And it's not to say that they are playing loose shots or making rash decisions. Instead, it's just excellent bowling from the spinners.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Generally, the bowling has been pretty good. And the kind of caliber and experience that the Clarion Eagles have, I mean, it's not surprising at all. More turn from Hermit.
What do you think about the angle that he's using to the left-hander? Through and around the wickets.
Yeah, left arm spinners traditionally from subcontinent used to go between the stumps and the umpire to bowl around the wicket. Hermit is kind of old-fashioned left-arm spinner. These days, the modern left-arm spinners, they still bowl around the wicket, but they want to go straight through in a straight line. Hermit with that angular run-up likes to do that.
I actually like it because it just adds an entirely different component for the batsman. And you see the leg slip in play to the left of your screen.
This is turning big. Very difficult to get leg befores from that line and trajectory. It really defeated the batter comprehensively. But was it going to go on and hit the stumps? Not in the view of the umpire.
Yes, that's one occasion where turn is not your friend. Turning too much, and umpire judging it to probably have missed that leg stump.
I'm surprised that Hermit has got only one slip. Kind of stranglehold. Well, he's got two now for the right-hander, but he had only leg slip for the left-hander. Yeah, if you can't play the conventional way, try something else. This is what Rithik was trying. Unfortunately, got it quite well, but straight to the fielder.
A brave shot indeed, especially in the circumstances. Has to be confident with those strokes.
Stuck in the pitch again, but Rithik Behra was just giving himself room. He's thinking, he's the skipper. He's thinking to come up with some sort of method. Interesting hat there from Jesse Singh.
It's one of those bucket hat types, giving a bit of extra protection from the sun. And at the end of 6 overs, the power play is complete. The Raiders Demons 15 for the loss of 3 wickets, run rate of 2.5 in that first power play. And I'm sure the Clarion Eagles would be more than elated with the start they have had.
Well, T20 cricket, generally, you see the batters ruling the roost and the bowlers are at the receiving end. Here at the Paramveer Sports Complex in this fourth edition of Atlanta Open T20. On day two, bowlers have got their hands full, seeing plenty of success. Three fields being used here, and some of the scores. St. Louis Americans are 34 for 5 on field 3. They opened up here on field 1 yesterday morning, got bundled out for 44, so yet another batting collapse for them. Carolina Smashers against Atlanta Fire, probably doing the best of all three teams that are batting first right now, 27 for 3 after 6 overs. And here the Demons. Couldn't get going, though Skipper Behra looks a very organized player. So far, he's found the middle of the bat, not with many attacking shots, but he his his technique and the basics seems to be pretty good.
It reminds you of the classic old school cricketer, play through the V's, full face of the bat, and looks to be very technically competent. There's Bahira, skipper of the Raiders Demons. I'm sure he knows he has a huge role to play, being at the crease now, probably a bit earlier than he would have liked.
Off the thigh pad, I think. Just single.
Yeah, good eyes. Umpire now signaling that leg by. So we've seen the wickets going to spinners thus far, but that said, the Pacers are doing a tidy job keeping the pressure on and not releasing that hold on the batsmen. And it's also very important to bowl in partnerships. There's 2 runs conceded in the 9 deliveries bowled by Usman Shinwari. Again, another that delivery. So pressure continues to build here for the Raiders Demons.
So generally, with the faster bowlers, you've seen the balls coming on a bit better even from the morning, but spinners are getting plenty of help here.
And especially in the T20 format where batsmen want to be aggressive and they want to play through the line of the ball. That's a very tough challenge.
Big shot, the fingers going up around the wicket. The ball was angling in, and Ritik had no answers for that. He was pinged back on the crease from in front, and the decision was pretty easy for the umpire. More trouble for the Raiders as the skipper now walks back.
Yeah, we were just saying that he knows he has a huge role to play, so you can see the disappointment in that dismissal. Just taking a bit of time before he walks off the field, probably replaying the shot in his mind and rehearsing what should have been done instead. But good delivery from Shinwari, beating for pace more than likely as that ball nipped back in and hit him plumb on the pads in front of the line of the stumps.
Herrit is the new man in. Usman Shinwari's got one delivery left. Once you could not have blamed wicket for Ritwik's dismissal. Just he misjudged the length and the angle. Nicely played for his first run. Herrit. He close out over number 7. The Raiders 18 for 4.
A confident looking shot, first up. It's a solid forward defensive stroke and play with just the right amount of pace to get that single. I think that's what the Raider Demons need to be looking to do instead of trying to look for boundaries or trying to look for anything of the sort. And then we see our screen there shot across in the other game between the Sam Army and
St. Louis American.
yep,
Yeah.
and that's Liam Mamchan on the board. Trinidad and Tobago, very promising young cricketer.
Yeah. They're doing pretty well in that game over there, Sam Parmy. They've got St. Louis Americans 44 for 5. Liam into his first over now over there. So far 2 runs. Will be looking to make immediate impact. Harmeet Singh did just that here in his first over. 1 run, 1 wicket. 2 slips for the right-hander. How do you play that, Keshav?
I'm trying to figure out myself. There's really not much you can do. Not much wrong with the shot that he offered as well.
He's ultra critical. He's committed too soon. Just lunged and then waited for the ball to hit. There you go. This one he couldn't do much because it was full of length and onto the blind alley, just coming over his left shoulder. There you go, the line, the drift, and the turn. How many more catchers can you have, Harmeet? It's gone straight up, but it will land safely.
And that's the irony, isn't it? All of those catches close to the bat, and the ball does go into the air, but into a vacant part of the field. The fielder was at 3/4 way to the boundary, backward square.
It's Camille Rowe in your picture. Now with a left-hander on strike, he's still staying at that deep point area. And the finger's gone up. Angle that Hermeet was offering. And Rahman Dar doesn't like it, but he will have to depart. The smile, the ever-present smile on the face of Harmeet Singh. He does play his cricket with a smile on his face.
I think he's signaling that he was struck around his stomach area. But when you saw the replay, he went very low and not the tallest of players either. So essentially, that ball could have very well hit him directly in line with the stumps. And he was adjudged LBW by the umpire. Take a look there.
Yeah, he was down on one knee, and although it hit him around the thigh area, but this wasn't going over. And it was not the big turner, it was the slider from Hermeet. Good decision from the umpire. Rahman Dar will have to depart, and he has now half the side is back in the hut. 19 for 5.
Batsman in, Varun ready. Let's hope that he's ready for the challenge ahead.
He better be, because this is not going to get easier. I mean, they've really been found out here, their technique, their skill, their method against some top class bowling on difficult pitch. Oh, how did it miss it? It went past the outside edge and it went past the off stump, just missed by a whisker.
Perfect delivery from a left-arm orthodox to a right-hander. A bit of flight, pitch it in the right area, and turning squarely away from the bat.
He started it way outside the leg stump and still missed the whole set of stumps. It really turned square.
All of the tricks on display here from Harmeet Singh. 8 overs gone, 19 for the loss of 5. Harmeet Singh thus far with figures of 2 for 2 from 2. And even the batsman, you can see, he just walked away as if to say, what can I do better?
Yeah, that's the clear resignation of the fact that I cannot do anything about it. I'm just lucky that it didn't hit the stumps. Well, there's a certain old test match happening in Multan where the bowlers have been put to sword by both teams, and take this trip over there, even if it's for the last 2 days.
Just to make it interesting.
Absolutely.
And that test match certainly seems to be a pitch where it's a batsman's paradise. After the first innings total that Pakistan posted, we were wondering if they could have made any early inroads into that English batting lineup. But Joe Root, with class as always, now reaching to be the leading run scorer for England in Test cricket. Really a remarkable cricketer is Joe Root.
Mohsin starts with a googly and rocks the stumps back. Well, with his pace and his trajectory, he could be a handful on this pitch. And like Hermeet, he's opened his account on the very first delivery.
Well, even before he came into the attack, I know that you mentioned his capabilities with the ball. And I'm just wondering what's going through the minds of the Raiders demons, because the bowling lineup is clearly very potent. And based on how this pitch is turning, again, look at that delivery. A leg spinner bowling a googly first up. It's just playing with the minds of the batsman and beaten, clean bowl there.
19 for 6. We need to go to the record books and ask Vinod Mamchan, what's the lowest score of a T20 game, a recorded T20 game? 19 for 6 here, Raiders, and it looks like they don't know where the next run is coming from. I mean, absolute stranglehold. And the bowling options are getting better and better. First it was Erasmus in terms of spin bowling, then it was Hermeet, and now it's Mohsin. That's the next run that I was thinking about. Where is it going to come? Oh no, not even. That's the next run that I was thinking about. Where is it going to come? Oh no, not even that. So 19, they've done better than Isle of Man in terms of run score. They've doubled the score almost. This is a googly turning too much. And they've just gone past that 8.4 mark that Isle of Man batted.
So not doing too bad by comparison.
Yeah, they don't even want to score the run that is on offer. Mohsin starts off with a wicket maiden. 9 gone, 19 for 6.
And also, just to add to that interesting stat from before, Mongolia, in fact, also was bowled out for 10 versus Singapore. Then we look to the most recent T20 World Cup, which was held in the Caribbean as well as the USA. And Uganda was bowled out for 39 against the West Indies. So let's see if the Raiders demons can pass that international lowest score.
The way they're going, 39 seems a long, long way to go.
It really does. Now, if you were one of these batsmen, just to pick your brain a bit, would you be playing those expansive shots given the score, as in trying to accelerate the scoring, or would you be a bit more cautious and try to see if you can work around to get the ones and twos?
Pitched outside, way outside. For it to hit the stumps, it has to pitch outside the kind of turn that's there. A good question. I think sometimes you've seen that the batters have been lunging too far forward on the length deliveries. If they are able to pick the length, they can stay back and allow themselves to play it late, just like that. And on other occasions, if they see the ball is floated, just come out of your crease. Don't go for the big one if you can't get to the pitch, but at least tell the bowler that you're doing something different. Make them pull their lengths back. Back foot will be a lot easier on this wicket. Couple of deliveries, evidence of that from Varun in this over.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because we haven't really seen any of the batters use their feet to get to the pitch of the ball, and some have been premeditating with that forward defensive and being comprehensively beaten. And the three shots that we have just seen there from Reddy shows a bit more confidence in terms of on the back foot. Yes, it's a dangerous game because if he misses and he gets hit plumb and the pitch is in line, well, then he's got to go. Just has to keep his eye on the ball at all times.
You go much more comfortable though on the back foot. The real threat is not zip off the pitch, is the turn and bounce. And if it does slow the ball a little bit. Hermeet's over has come and gone. At the halfway stage, the Raiders 19 for 6. Bounce. Finally, an aggressive stroke, and that signals the arrival of Vinod Momchan in the com box. At one stage, you really felt there might have been a chance of a collision. Common sense prevailed.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that is what probably stopped the long on fielder from on rushing. I thought he was a bit skeptical in the moving forward. Oh, that's a lovely shot through the offside. The quickest of outfield and nice generous covering of grass. Able to go back for two.
Dilpreet Singh, with a very colorful red hat, covered the ground very nicely.
Yeah.
Austin has balled too short in this over.
And he has. He's pulling it down more than anything else.
I
So,
don't think we've seen a 6-run over in this entire innings, and where we have you on the mic, and right away the batters finding life a lot easier.
again, short. Enough for Happy Mani to play him off the back foot. Gets a single. This is over number 11 in progress. 26 for the loss of 6. Much better. Much better the length there. And Mohammed has bowled 2 overs, 1 for 7. He'll be very happy with his work. And right now the Raiders Demons team, they're really struggling. 26 for 6.
And not just them, the batters struggling all across this Paramveer Sports Complex in the afternoon games. St. Louis Americans are 73 for 7 in 10.5 after the capitulation of 44 all out yesterday.
But they're playing against Sam Palmy, isn't it?
Yep, you're going to tell us how Liam has done in that. He was bowling last time. We saw a glimpse of that from one of our cameras. Smashers 49 for 5 against Atlanta Fire, once again struggling, and worst of them all is here. The Demons 26 for 6. What do you make of all that?
I think they may consider changing their name, first of all. They're not demons. They're nice guys. They're giving guys wickets.
I went up to the toss and looked at the
Mm,
skipper, and that was Ritwik. He didn't look a demon at all.
mm.
Nice, gentle young man, soft spoken. So, yeah, something to do with the name.
Yeah, 27 for 6 at the moment.
It's Mukhtar into the bowling crease. Any spinner would do on this pitch. Almost got the reward. A leg break, turning away off the inside edge. Could have gone on to hit the stumps. The over rates have been excellent in this championships.
Well, you're asking, as this is driven away, you're asking if what was the lowest score recorded in a T20 match? Mongolia holds the record for posting the lowest total in the history of T20, managing only, listen to this, 10
Oh,
against Singapore. Isle of Man marked the second lowest team score when
they
they
made
scored
10
10
as well.
against Spain.
Wow. Never heard the prowess of mighty Spain in cricket. They're good at soccer, I know that.
They have a world record. Pakistan scores 556 against England in the first test.
We need to take this trip over there to Multan. I tell you, the test match will be over tomorrow on the fourth day.
And England are 471 for 3 in response.
Yeah, there's nothing happening on that pitch.
That's gully cricket. They're batting on a road.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow or the day after when Pakistan bats second time around.
And make 1,000. You well remember Sri Lanka were on their way to 1,000 runs against India.
Yeah, I do. Old Sanat Jayasuriya was ruling the roost.
Hmm.
Here after 12 is 31 for 6. Well, well, well. The pattern continues. It's gone off the edge. And taken at slip. Mohsin grabs another wicket.
7 down.
Abhinay, the latest casualty.
Again, you can attribute that to the cameraman himself was perplexed. You can attribute that to the turning pitch. That was on the leg stump. He was looking to sweep. And of course, it spun sharply, taking the top edge. 31 for 7. And Shah will have enough time to mow his lawn and wash his vehicle today. And still have time to go to Costco.
Oh, yeah. You can do plenty of things. The
With-
way things are. I don't want to go home too soon because you end up working a lot more at house than you do at work.
Yes. And the thing is, yesterday we were saying when they got bowled out for 44, we were saying it would have been good to have them play the second game when you know you're a bit tired and you want to leave. You've gotten that wish today.
That was the time of approval. You could have wished for $1 million lottery.
Yes.
All
Okay.
we asked for an early finish, and
That's all.
we got that. Hey, such is life. Only if we knew what we were asking. But yeah, I mean, this is seriously a domination, and that's a domination of spin, and that's an understatement.
And this time that looks good.
Oh,
That looks good. I would like to see that again.
how could
Muhammad here in all his glory. Well, not in the best position.
probably that long stride put the umpire in the doubt because it's been turning quite big all day.
Either that or the umpire himself don't want to do house chores.
This will give you a good idea of how big the strike
Mm.
was. Not on that one, but it's turning square. Short backlip, survival mode. That's all the batters can do at the moment against Mohammad Mohsin.
Muhammad Mohsin 2 for 7. 3 overs. Yes, has 1 to go.
Well, good news for you. Liam is on the scoreboard. He's got a wicket. That game over there at field number 3. Sam Parmi versus St. Louis American. Up to 77 for 8 though. Samp Army is one of those fancied sides alongside the two Kingsmen side, the Knight Riders, and this, the outfit that we're watching right now here, Clarion Eagles.
Driving just too full.
Mohsin has got 1 over left. Hermit has also not bowled his full quota just yet. Mukhtar is into his second over. Hermit has bowled 3. Rasmus has bowled 2. It's nicely played. Pierce the infield. It will not go to the fence. Rasmus, very quick across the turf. Just a couple of runs for the Raiders. Second full toss of the over from Mukhtar. 14 gone, 36 for 7.
$36 for 7. 40 all out. 6 for the loss of 7. The Tango sponsors again First Option Mortgage, Great Care Family Dentistry. Rahim Business Management Group. Top Dollar Amusement. Of course, can't forget VPR. So it's going to be Mohsin to complete his spell. So far, 2 for 7. Short. But again, not staying the line. Putting him across the right hander. So he couldn't access the onside. It was pretty quick as well. Sammy's back punching. Just wide off the fielder there. Posted at a shortish mid wicket. Mohsin is asking him to go a bit more to his right. 27 for 7 has been a sorry display here by the Demons. Clarion County showing their wares. Again, massive turn. Doing well now to pitch in basically the same line and bring it back in. Mohsin. See if he can produce the wrong on. And he does and bowls it. Brilliant bowling there by Mohsin. He set him up. hitting him a big leg spinner, followed by the next delivery on the same line, a bit fuller, and it was the wrong. Let's have a look at that again. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful bowling here by Mohsin Muhammad, and it shows he's a thinking bowler. 3 for 9. 38 for 8, would you believe? Could they get higher than yesterday's score of 44 that they made? Mohsin chomping at the bit. His final delivery, he will want to make it count. If I were him, I would go for that wrong one again. He is. And that he does. Hitting high on the tie pad. Excellent spell of bowling there by Mohammad Mohsin. 3 for 9 of his 4 overs. At the end of 15, the score is 38 for the loss of 8. Sing it in now. RTM 38 for 8. Nothing to sing about. Oh, a beauty. A beauty there by Singh. Oh, now once he can get one to go on with the arm, the doubt has already been created in the batsman's mind. Arin, 2 of 8. Here's Harmeet. And that's a good delivery. Going on with the arm. So the bowler seems to be thinking along the same lines that I am thinking. Oh, beauty. The only thing that is helping the batsman, if there's anything at all helping them, is the fact that there's slow turn. The turn is slow. So they can still probably look to negotiate. If it is slow as it is, they can afford to play as late as possible. Struck on the pad, probably outside the line of the leg stump. Definitely struck outside the line of the leg stump. End of the over. At the end of it, it's 38 for 8. 4 to go. Change the bowling now. More leg spin. And this is hoiked away. A beautiful shot for 6. But that was against the run of play. Dev picking that up and depositing that out of the ground.
44.
So they've now equaled yesterday's score of 44. 44 for 8. Mukhtar, who conceded just 10 runs of his first 2 overs, now 16. He said his third. First delivery struck for 6. Slowness of the track beating the batsman on that occasion. Over number 17 in progress. Pushing for 2, they can't. Well, runs coming here. A late burst, so to speak. So Tara giving away 10 runs in this over. Aaron getting into the game now. Sam it's in the air. Fielder can't get to it. Wasn't a pretty shot. End of the over. Expensive by Mukhtar, and they reach 50. 50 for 8 with 3 to go. See who will continue for my international party. Peter Nero has been the umpire's coordinator for this tournament. Short delivery takes the bottom edge. And he goes on to the stumps.
No, that I like unhealthy food.
Played away on the offside. 50 for 8. Quicker delivery. Tapped away. Chance for run out. Not out. This one follows the batsman, gets a single. cut away. Again, a chance. The fielder was just taking his own dear time getting down to the next end. And that brings over number 18 to an end, 53. For 8, I remember 53, the West Indies were bowled out. For 53 against Pakistan at Faisalabad, 1987-88 tour.
86.
Well, 86-87 then. Abdul Qadir, the chief destroyer.
Sir Vivian Ritchie. One wicket.
That tour, Nasir Charlie had gotten in with President's 11. Charlie got beverages out, and the game was delayed because Charlie ran right out of the stadium. That was the warm-up game. And they caught him in a street somewhere close to the stadium, had to bring him back to continue his over. Charlie will tell you that up until today, he ended up playing for the USA after. And that's a prize scalp, and why not? Nasir Javid played a lot of cricket in Australia as well. This time this is punched. And they should be going back for 2. So some runs coming. It seems the openers are now out there as the runs are flowing. 9 to Aaron. Dev is on 8. In fact, Aaron has gone to double figures. Let's look at the presentation area. But away, more runs here. I think what Erasmus is doing wrong here is that he's trying to bowl too quickly. He's putting pace on the ball. And that defeats whatever assistance the pitch can give him. He has 2 for 8, so who's me to give him advice? This is his 3rd over, and it's a penultimate of the innings. So they've struggled right or wrong. Oh, he's bowled him. Erasmus gets his 3rd. Dev playing and missing. They're going to hoik him away. That's a 9. 56 for 9. Erasmus thought that the team was bowled out. But he had to give the umpire his cap again. He still has to continue out. There's an opportunity for him to get 4. This one, he slowed up. The batsman was through the shot before the ball arrived. So we want to wish everyone in Broward, Fort Lauderdale, all the best. They're having a rough time at the moment. As today, there was a tornado in West Broward County, and they're without power at the moment. First delivery, a big swing and a miss. This is struck away powerfully. And that's a wonderful effort, but it goes for 6. He's again, and this one takes a bottom edge. It's running away down to 3rd man. They should come back for 2. These are important runs here. And I think that's the end of that. Yes, it is. Run out in over number 19. In fact, the last ball of the over. So after 19 overs, Raiders Demons have been bowled out for 62. Let's have a look at this again. There he was, looking to hit this down to Broward. Took the bottom edge, ran down to fine leg. Short third man had to make his way across. They were coming back for two. And there he was, found short. So 63, in fact. 63 all out after 19 overs. And the Clarion Eagles will be up shortly to chase 64. Stay tuned for more coverage.
back to Paramveer Cricket Complex here in Rydal, just outside of Georgia, Atlanta. And a gorgeous warm afternoon welcomes us. We are back for the run chase here. A real struggle for the batters here. It has been. And the Raiders could only make 63. And now the Clarion Eagles, they are in pursuit of that. We have both the umpires in the middle. Both the batters are also in the middle. And I think looking at the team on paper, the Clarion Eagles are far too strong, even in terms of batting. I can see in the distance, Mukhtar Ahmed is looking to take strike. And alongside me in the com box is once again Keshav. A very good afternoon, Keshav.
Good afternoon to you as well, and thank you again for the opportunity to be in your esteemed presence as we go through the second innings.
Mukhtar Ahmed is a known dasher. He's played international cricket for Pakistan, but he's also part of the Major League Cricket here in the United States. And the way he's been playing lately, won't be surprised if we go hard from the get-go. Conditions are slightly different, but batters have found it easy when there has been pace on the ball. Are in from the far end. Hold him! Very, very comprehensive. Look at the middle stump being knocked back. That was straight. And Arin has broken through.
What a picturesque sight for any fast bowler. The second delivery of the innings, and he goes through the gate between bat and pad, and the middle stump is just rocked back. And what a wonderful sight indeed. I must say, excellent delivery from Arin, and that's the start that they wanted.
Here with the low score on the board, they definitely wanted a breakthrough. And that too in the form of Mukhtar Ahmed. If he had got in, he could have made really short work of this 63. But upbeat are now the Raiders. Gerhard Erasmus has made it to the middle now.
Do we have a game on our hands here?
Early wickets can really do wonders despite you getting a low score, and especially when we know that batting hasn't been easy.
Exactly, and as the saying goes, once you have runs on the scoreboard, it's a total to defend. It is a game of a lot of uncertainties.
Rasmus wants the run. Well. Farshid Gomal, the skipper, he wasn't game for it. There's a little mid-pitch argument going on at the moment. Trying to calm the nerves. This is what we can do with the early wicket, you know.
It just goes to show you that sort of start can really turn this game on its head, because if there was any sort of miscommunication there where both batters reached middle of the wicket, could have been a run out, and 2 wickets would have been down without any runs being scored on the board. So it just has to be calm and composed. Don't be phased by that early dismissal.
Look at that go. Good areas. Gerhard Erasmus, being the experienced man, is prepared to give respect to the good delivery. Generally, we don't see shoulder arms in T20 cricket.
He's generating some good pace as well. That delivery, you can hear the effort after he released the ball from Nadkarni. And nice carry through to the keeper, who in fact he's standing close to the edge of the 30-yard circle. So just goes to show you that he knows what the pace bowler is doing. He was able to take it at comfortable height as well, just around the waist, middle height.
Encouraged by that. They've got a slip in place. And then the ball goes for a Yorker. A bit of inexperience there on the part of Nadkarni. Off the mark is Erasmus and the Clarion Eagles.
Yeah, with that slip coming in place, might have been better advice to just bowl back of a length and try to get Erasmus to come forward to prod, see if he can find that outside edge. Unfortunately, going a bit too full on that occasion. Perhaps he maybe tried a double bluff by putting the slip and then going for the Yorker, but I think he still would have been better off with another type of length delivery.
That's much better. Drawing the batters onto that front foot. Gomel, the skipper. A good first over from Nadkarni with a wicket in it. The Eagles 2 for 1 after 1.
Yeah, and what I like about that shot from Erasmus, even though it was just a forward defensive and a dot, he moved his feet to the ball and did it quite comfortably. There was no extensive advancement, but essentially from bowling on this pitch itself, he already is aware of the fact that you have to get to the pitch of the ball and don't allow it to take advantage of you. Let's take a look at the field 3, where the game is going on between Samp Army,
St. Louis Americans.
indeed.
Another low scoring affair.
So across then field 2, the Carolina Smashers against the Atlanta Fire. Carolina Smashers were bowled out for 71. Atlanta Fire 26 for 1 in the second over.
Boy, they're off to some start. Abhinay, the new bowler. He's got a slip in place.
You see a bit of a late appeal from the field that short mid wicket, but no real interest from anyone else. Nice start from the youngster. Again, you see that huge amount of spin off of the surface. That's an excellent feeling stop there. Keeping the pressure on. The bowler congratulating the fielder.
We need placed at covers. Oh, that was short, but he went through the shot too early. Akarshit really had a couple of sighters. The length has been short there from Abhinay, but no pace on the wicket. And Akarshit clearly defeated by that. It does allow Abhinay to find the right areas. If you don't put pressure back on the bowlers as a batter when you have the opportunity, the bowlers will eventually get it right at this level because they're all very capable cricketers. This handling of the pressure makes things difficult. Again, at least the line was good, length slightly short, but within the stumps.
Bowling very well in this first over. Nice smooth action, delivery, and bowling to his feel as well.
Run away off the edge, downhill, just a single. Single to close out over number 2 is 3 for 1 after 2.
I'd say that's an excellent start there from Abhimani. A leg spinner bowling a new ball is no easy task, and he certainly showed a lot of composure and confidence with that start. No errant deliveries, tight offside field, and the only run that was scored, in fact, came out of the outside edge. So, would certainly do well for his confidence to be given a second over. And really is not a bad start at all by the Raiders Demons. 3 for 1 after 2, chasing 61. Yes, the total is small and modest. However, given the nature of the pitch, anything can happen. If they can get a couple quick wickets within this power play, maybe 2 to 3 more, you never know how the game can turn on its head.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to give it a good go as a bowling team. I mean, you batted on it, so you know how difficult it is. Make it as difficult for your opposition, no matter what names are on the team sheet.
So, as a former first-class cricketer for Pakistan and a man with a lot of experience in batting, how would you advise or approach this innings if you were in this situation, chasing this target?
You got to apply yourself. There will be bad balls along the way. This is one wicket where you do not want to manufacture any strokes. Got to wait for the bad ball. And the bad balls on this pitch are the ones, especially against spin, if they're shorter of length. If it's full and the way it's turning, it's better off keeping them away. But then what you need to do to make sure to put the bad ball away, and it was a bad ball.
Yeah, the right on cue that example because a full toss hit straight to the fielder. In fact, would just put some more pressure on the batsman instead of relieving the pressure and place it onto the fielder. So we know that cricket is a game where momentum is very important for either the batting side or the fielding side, and it can shift so easily and so quickly at times.
Where the batter can make a mistake is now go overdue to correct the error that he made on the previous delivery. Once again, that was too straight. Couldn't pierce the field. They're looking very sharp, the Raiders, in the field. But yeah, these opportunities, when you miss them, the pressure keeps building on you. And you feel the need to do something out of the ordinary.
And that's where the maturity and the experience comes in. Not to be fazed by a slow start, but fully aware that you have a lot of deliveries still remaining. We see an example of that rash shot. It was short and it was there to be pulled, but I think he took his eyes off of it.
He went through with the shot too early.
Maybe trying to hit it too hard instead of timing it.
Absolutely spot on. On this pitch, you know that the ball is not coming through, so you got to play it late. And in order to hit it so hard, it just went through with a shot. Probably you could call it another scoring opportunity went a begging. Good, good run on that occasion. You feel the fielder was slightly on the heels. When he picked up the ball, he was in no shape to throw or put any power into that throw. That allowed the batters to complete the run.
And that's good batting in terms of getting a quick single and being able to rotate the strike. Fielder, as you rightfully said, didn't pick up the ball in the right manner to execute that throw at the stump, so batsman was safely home in the end.
The games on the other fields have really advanced very quickly at the similar stage where we are after 3. The Eagles are 4 for 1.
Sampami in the 5th over, 37 for 2. Atlanta Fire in the 4th over, 40 for 2. So both those teams just needing on or around 30, between 30 and 40 runs for victory. So accelerating indeed. As you see, the groundsman doing a lot of hard work on all of the different fields at the Paramveers Sports Complex. Really a lovely venue we have here. Lots of cricket and fields on display, and the maintenance of these fields is certainly no light task.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of hard work and continuous hard work. It never stops.
There we see even while the games are in progress, work doesn't stop. Have to ensure that everything is secured and ready for play. Vimani to continue.
It's short, but it's not coming on off the pitch, so it's hard for the batters to time it. This has been a good start. So if you add a couple of wickets to it now, it will really put the Eagles under pressure. Rasmus, 5 deliveries for his 2. No pace for the batters to work. Abhimani's lines have been good after the initial couple of deliveries.
Seen at least 4 to 5 Shots going straight to that fielder at short cover.
It's been smashed down the ground. It will just have enough legs. Yes, despite the spearing dive from the fielder. Finally, Erasmus breaks the shackles.
The danger of over pitching. That delivery was a bit too full and allowing Erasmus to confidently play that straight behind the bowler. And what was good about the shot is that he played it along the ground. Didn't really get any elevation to give any catching opportunities and got just reward for that boundary in the end.
If you see the pattern of deliveries, although Erasmus couldn't get runs of the previous two deliveries, the first two deliveries, they were slightly shorter and he went on to the back foot. And Abhimane felt the need to pitch it further up to drag him out. And in doing so, he gave away the opportunity. And now with long off back, he's pinched a single. But that's what we were discussing earlier about how you progress in your innings in these conditions. You hit one boundary and you make the bowler think, and there are gaps that will open up which you can exploit. That's risk-free way of batting against spin on these conditions. Can't do much with that though. Really zipped off the surface from a very good length. Length was the key.
Yeah, that's one of the ideal lengths for a leg spinner to a right-handed batsman, especially with the amount of turn on offer.
Sliding down. Good over from Abhimane despite the boundary. 4 done, 10 for 1.
So look at one of the cameramen. A lot of hard work out there as well. Sun is certainly beating down here at the Paramview Sports Complex.
In the shade, it's very, very comfortable. We feel the breeze as well. During the innings break, walking around, I mean, the sun was pretty ruthless even at this time of the year. This part of the world is very clean environment, so you feel the real heat when the sun is out like that.
Really is a very scenic venue. Lots of flora and fauna on display. Take a look at the mountains, the trees in the background. Cricketer's paradise, essentially.
Yeah, very, very good new facility. Great
Excellent.
effort. Absolutely wonderful effort in the field. Defending a low total, that will really encourage the bowlers.
And they must be commended, the Raiders demons, because since they have gone out there, in fact, before a ball was bowled, we noticed that from the moment their batting innings was completed, they went and proceeded to warm up for the fielding innings. Everyone seems ready for the task, you know, a lot of buoyancy and energy out there, positive support for their colleagues.
This time a slight fumble. It's Ansh again who was responsible for that brilliant stop as well. Just let him go through his hands. Concede a run.
It was driven straight to him, but hit with some power and probably just hit him at an awkward angle. You know, sometimes in cricket, the same fielder can make a brilliant stop and then have a mistake, but no real fault of his own on some occasions. This happens to be nature of the game.
To see the energy as well from this young side, the Raiders. Plenty of encouragement for each other as well.
And as you mentioned before the game, with a young team coming up against another team filled with a lot of seniors and experience, to see this sort of positive attitude from them is really refreshing.
Absolutely. That's the beauty about these tournaments. Misunderstanding, direct hit. He was gone for all money. It was Gomel's call, and Erasmus responded. And then he was left stranded by the skipper.
Miscommunication in the middle, almost leading to a run out. And you were absolutely right. Direct hit and he was gone. walking back to the bleachers.
Another look how Gomel started to run, and Erasmus trusted his call. Have a look. Gomel played. He's off, but then he sent Erasmus back. Literally sold him down the river. Lucky escape. This time, Erasmus will have to think twice about responding his skipper's call.
And it's not the first instance that we have seen a bit of miscommunication between this pair. In fact, from the first delivery that Erasmus faced, there was a bit of hesitancy in the running. So both batsmen just need to ensure that their communication is direct. Be very clear and precise with your calling and understanding of each other.
I really doubt if these two have played together previously. I mean, in this tournament, yes, but shots a catch it, but it's eluded the fielder, and it will go away very quickly to that side of the ground. It runs downhill, and a boundary for the skipper. Runs have been very difficult to come by.
Extremely. And that would certainly be a much needed boundary for this team. Shot wasn't really convincing either. Played a bit uppishly in the air, but thankfully went into a safe part of the field to the right side of the field that long on and sped away downhill for 4. Releasing a lot of pressure there for the skipper.
Slight discrepancy. We're behind on that boundary just yet. Total has moved to 15. Now, Carney has had his issues with his run up. Once again, pulls out. Does the correct thing.
Yeah, so it's better to be safe than sorry if you're not feeling the right momentum as a bowler when you reach to the crease. No harm in pulling out.
Into the pitch, a fumble from the wicketkeeper will allow them an extra run. That will signal the end of the over, and it's 16 for 1 after 5, the Eagles.
Bimani continuing.
The good delivery. Very, very good delivery.
So it appears that both of the opening bowlers will be bowling 3 bowlers each at minimum. Yet to see if the other opening bowler will finish his spell.
Yeah, he's found the middle of the bat on that occasion, away from the fielder. It's one of the very, very rare occasions in this game where the batter could really get hold of a delivery. Smashing stroke.
And again, just a tad bit overpitched. Wasn't too full, but at that same point in time, he was into the arc of the batsman and allowed him to play that slug sweep shot with quite some ease.
This has gone up and over. And way, way over. Couple of big blows will really ease the nerves for the Eagles.
Well, they say when it's nice, you can do it twice. And again, he tried to play a similar shot to that slug sweep. In fact, this one was just a bit straighter and more towards that long on region, just wide of him. But massive 6 indeed. Ball traveling across to the other fields and has now been returned. Umpire just given a check to ensure that everything is all right. And just goes to show you the nature of T20. Within 2 deliveries, a 4 and a 6, Makarashit has gone up to 17 from 21.
Now, all of a sudden, you feel it becomes easier for the batters. The bowlers get a bit tense, the batters feel better, and put away a delivery. Just rotate the strike, nothing special, but still keep the scoreboard moving. Straight down the ground. This time it's Erasmus. Waited for it very, very nicely and picked his spot right behind the bowler's arm, straight into the side screen.
Good looking shot from Erasmus. They always say the safest place to hit the ball in the air is behind the bowler's head. And rightfully so, Erasmus. Just waiting on that delivery and timing it well enough to go straight behind the bowler down to the boundary for 4. You now see a interesting fielding position. The fielder at mid-off is very, very straight indeed. And that brings the 6th over to an end. Power play is complete, and the Clarion Eagles are 31 for the loss of 1 wicket.
At the halfway stage, we would have thought that we'll be in for some one-sided games. There may be some quick finishes, but one-sided? Have a rethink about it. St. Louis American, who made 86, have got Samparmi down to 61 for 4 in 8 overs. Samparmi still favorites to win that, but still has some casualties along the way. Atlanta Fire even worse, chasing 72. A 48 for 5 inside 5.4 overs, but 5 top players are out, so they still got work to do. And even here, Clarion Eagles have been made to work really, really hard for those 64 that they need.
The one positive thing that I have taken from the Clarion Eagles' approach thus far is that they have not given away their wickets and they have not looked to play any loose or rash shots. They have been patient and awaited the run scoring opportunities.
And like you see in the last 8 to 10 deliveries, when you go through that phase, you go through the spells from the main bowlers, it tends to become easier, or it looks that way. I'm pretty sure in the middle it's not easy, but it tends to look a lot easier, like we have seen now last 8, 9 deliveries. Scoreboard has started to tick along, couple of big boundaries in between. Rasmus, second time trying that reverse sweep or switch hit rather. No luck on both occasions. Dave Giovanni, new bowler. He's knocked it into the gap. Erasmus making skipper go well to run fast. And they come back for the second run quite comfortably in the end.
The young off spinner is a bit inconsistent with his length thus far. Of course, bowling to 2 right-handed batsmen and with the amount of turn on offer, has to ensure not to be too straight when he pitches. Allow them to play comfortably on the leg side. See the reverse being pulled out. And just a single, but good use of innovation from Erasmus.
Yeah, interesting scenarios developing here as we watch Erasmus just change of the grip on the handle. You can see. So the couple of games that we're watching here in Field 2 and Field 3, the Atlanta Fire and Samp Army, they're in the same group. Atlanta Fire set to achieve a victory, and so is Samparmi, and they will both end up with 2 victories apiece. And their game tomorrow will decide who will finish on the top of that group. The format allows for the top 2 teams across the 3 groups to qualify directly for the semifinals. So that's a big clash coming up tomorrow. Atlanta Fire and Samparmi, if they get over the line, they will be vying for that top spot in Group A. We watch over number 7 has come to an end, 36 for 1.
28 needed from 13 overs. And we have a very majestic view of the mountains and the hillsides. Really is a lovely area in the state of Georgia. So refreshing to see cricket being played all over the globe. And just to see the involvement and the excitement, passion and purpose of all of these players involved, from young to old, only augurs well for the development of cricket in this country as well as across. Due to franchise cricket, as you said, these players have opportunities to go anywhere they wish and show their skills, hone them, and be able to perfect so that they can represent their country at the highest level and perform to the best of their abilities.
You're absolutely right. It's a beautiful part of the world, plenty of greenery, plenty of nature around. We've seen top-class cricketers from all around the world participating in this Atlanta Open. Talked about the scenarios in Group A and Group C, where Clarion Eagles are playing their second game. So are Raiders Demons. But Kingsman X is the fancied side in this group. They're well clear with 4 points at the moment. And their clash tomorrow with Clarion Eagles will decide the group winner to go into that race to finish top 2 overall in 3 groups, as Rasmus is now pretty comfortable in the middle, having taken his time. He's inching closer to that target. So a couple of huge games tomorrow. And as far as the Group B is concerned, 2 fancied sides over there are Knight Riders and Kingsmen. And they will be playing tomorrow. So the way the fixtures have been organized, it really makes for 3 top-class contests tomorrow to see which teams will be able to be finishing top 2 out of the 6, and the remaining 4 will go into playoffs in the race for the qualification for the semifinals.
And tomorrow is going to be a very interesting round of matches. Everyone will come out with their A game and try and reclaim those top spots, ensure their qualification through to the next stage.
That's been dispatched. Absolutely smacked. And now the Clarion Eagles are motoring along to that target.
I would say that was a very easy delivery to be hit over the boundary ropes. But then again, given the nature of the pitch, nothing comes easy. So kudos to the batsman as well. He waited on that ball and didn't play the shot too early as to miscue it.
Straight down the ground for another single, having built up all the fixtures for tomorrow. Keep a close eye on this one. Atlanta Fire are making really difficult for themselves. Now 54 for 6. Another 18 runs needed, and the way batting goes on these surfaces, anything can happen.
Straight down the ground, looking for 2, but it's not there. Good work from the fielder coming off the long on boundary. Gets the return in quickly and restricts the batsman just to 1. And as you say, everyone from looking at the totals in the first innings would have expected the teams chasing to get there comfortably in the end, but losing key wickets at crucial stages suddenly placed them on the back foot and Atlanta Fire.
It's been nicely played. The flick of the wrist will make him find the gap. 2 fielders were there, but it split them perfectly. Now 50 has been brought up.
Really intelligent batting there from Akarashit. That delivery straight onto his pads and a lofted flick played, as you can see from the replay, it went in the gap between the two fielders on the leg side. So smart placement indeed. Takes him up to 32 from 28. Score 50 for the loss of one after 8. Just 14 needed from 12 overs. And one would assume that the Clarion Eagles should make it easy pickings from here to reach to that final total.
Yeah, for all the three games when the run chases began, this one was a really tight contest. And all the teams on the other games, they got off to a flyer. Now it's completely reversed. And this is where you made a point earlier on. It was key the way they kept wickets in hand. And now it seems pretty easy as opposed to other teams going hard from the beginning and kept losing wickets, especially in the case of Atlanta Fire. They must really be sweating. Oh, that's knocked the leg stump back off the pad onto the stump. Gerhard Erasmus has casted a look back, asking the umpire if he was dismissed or was it wicketkeeper whose glove dislodged the bails, but he's been told to continue walking back. This should give us a good picture. Yep, no doubt about that. Excellent work from our production team. Gerard Erasmus will have no complaints when he sees this replay and even this one. 50 for 2 Clarion Eagles.
Again, the amount of spin being a very important factor in this pitch and across the pitches in the different groups. That delivery starting just outside the off stump and turning so much that it clipped the leg stump. Erasmus, in fact, tried to play a sort of a paddle scoop down the leg side. I think he might have been better advised just either going with a conventional sweep shot, knowing that the amount of turn would have been on offer, but unfortunately he has to go and break through for the Raiders demons. We'd hope that it wouldn't be too little too late at this stage with just 14 needed. But as you were mentioning before, in terms of the approach, the other team started off very aggressive in the two other matches with their run chase and then lost quick wickets. Must say commendations to the skipper for the Clarion Eagles, Akarashit, because he started off very slowly. In fact, I think he had one run from about 9 deliveries, and he was just taking his time to get into the crease. Now he has 32 from 28 and seems to be comfortable to lead his team home.
Coming back for the second chance. Oh, he was gone for all money again. That bounce has really done for the wicketkeeper. And now they will be able to complete the second run. Another bad miscommunication. Look at that bounce. It just went through the hands of the wicketkeeper.
Both batsmen in the middle are just discussing with each other. Whose call was it?
I'm sure if the wicketkeeper had taken the ball, that discussion would be even more intense.
In fact, they would have probably had to have that discussion after the game because one of the batsmen would have been walking back.
Yeah, Karshid hasn't been very convincing with his running between the wickets. Saf Badr, the new man in, is very fast between the wickets. He's an excellent batter as well. He's from Sialkot in Pakistan. Has made the move like so many others.
Nicely played, just opening the face and running it down to that short third area for a single. As you said, a lot of players coming across from Pakistan and India and all of the different countries. Of course, no shortage of talent in those places, and it's really good to see that players are getting opportunities to express their talent all over the globe.
Yeah, absolutely. The world has opened up anyway. Like I say, it's a big global village now in terms of many other aspects as well. So is the sporting opportunities from strike from Safwadar.
9 overs completed. 54 for the loss of 2. Just 10 runs required. You see a look at the car park. Lots of fans and supporters in attendance. Great
It's
to see that.
absolute chock-a-block, right?
Yeah, great to see the encouragement for cricket out here. The Atlanta Open T20. Encourage all of those who are listening on and able to come down to the Paramveer Sports Complex. Please feel free to do so. Lots of enjoyable cricket on display.
Not your usual crash and bang of T20 cricket, but sometimes these low-scoring games are the most exciting. And when the matchups get really, really tight between the teams, you'll see close finishes. That is guaranteed. Kershit will look to come back for the second.
And I like that point that you mentioned in terms of the different style. Usually T20 games are associated with high scoring affairs and lots of boundaries, six hitting. But this is a completely different challenge. These low scoring affairs take nothing away from the level of competitiveness and as well as the seriousness of these players based on the surfaces that they have to play on.
Yeah, all the games in all the three fields are coming to a conclusion pretty much at the same time, it may seem, because here we need another 7 runs. Atlanta Fire against the Smashers. They're just 5 runs away. And also Samparmi, I think, will get over the line. If they haven't already, yes, they have. 5 wickets they lost along the way into the 13th over. They got over the line against St. Louis American. So they would claim 4 points in this Group A, where Atlanta Fire is vying to top that group.
Stifled appeal. Batsman get through for a leg by.
As I speak, that game, the Atlanta Fire game against Carolina Smashers, is also coming to its conclusion. Here we've got 1 hit. Can Saf Badr close out the victory with style? He's content to just feel the ball in the middle of the bat. A few deliveries in the middle. Time in the middle will come handy later on in the tournament. Make no mistake.
And those extras certainly wouldn't help the Raiders' Demons cause. And as you said, time in the middle is certainly invaluable. And the skipper for the Clarion Eagles, Akarshit, who's still there, he certainly would have benefited from this innings. 10 overs completed, 60 for 2 at the halfway stage, just 4 runs required. And we'll wait to see if that victory will come in this next over, or if they'll be made to work hard and wait just a bit longer to get there.
It may seem it's just a matter of time now. Atlanta Fire and the Samparmi has gotten over the line. So they have achieved what they set out for today. Clarion Eagles, like Keshav just said, on the verge. Karshit is determined to just see through himself. Really good knock considering the conditions and the kind of start he had. It was very slow. They really had to struggle hard. But look at that strike rate. Still better than run a ball.
Yeah, he really came into the innings after those lusty blows in 1 over. And speaking of lusty blowers, that's it. A lovely shot in the air, lofted drive, runs to the boundary for 4, and that's victory for the Clarion Eagles. They get there in style, fly to delivery, and blast it through that offside region. What a way to bring it up. And comfortably in the end, the Clarion Eagles win by 8 wickets.
Saf Badr with the winning runs. Clarion Eagles has really, after the initial difficulties of getting the innings going, they really took charge. Skipper Akarshit was there till the end. Gerhard Erasmus also played a good hand, and Saif Badr made sure towards the end there were no major hiccups, and they will celebrate the victory coming into the final day of the group stages tomorrow. Plenty to play for. In fact, all to play for. And Clarion Eagles, don't be surprised if they're there in the mix at the end because they've got a very strong side and they will really enjoy this victory after a very clinical display with the ball and very, very disciplined effort with the bat as well. With that, thanking Keshav along, who's a great company in the Combox alongside me. We'll call it a day for action here at Field 1 for today. There's plenty more coming in terms of presentations and post-match interviews for the players who dominated today's play. That will be coming your way pretty shortly. I thank you very much for your company, and we look forward to seeing you on the other side of this short break.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is us playing ourselves. Yeah, send this one to me. I send it to him. This one is with. Yes, I want to see. I want to see. Good, good. Okay. How much is the USD?
So the man with the golden arm, 3 for 9 in a victory for the Clarion Eagles. Mohammed Mohsen, congratulations.
Mustafa.
So, Mohsen, we're just talking. You play your cricket all over the place. You're playing in the Atlanta Open, I'm suspecting for about the fourth or the fifth time. You always consistently deliver in these situations. What's your secret?
I think the wickets here are good for spinners, and then even if it is good for spinners, you need to take advantage of that. So bowling in the right areas is even more important when the wickets are good for spinner. So I try to keep my focus in the game on that and not just go with the flow. And I think that's the key to success here.
And so it's more than just the wickets, right? If you put me on that wicket, I'll probably get hit for 60 runs in 4 overs. So consistency, landing in the ball in the right areas. How do you consistently do that?
I think it's a lot more in the background. I do a lot of target bowling back in the nets in my indoor where I do coaching as well. So I try to keep my rhythm and momentum going. Even like if I'm doing coaching, I try to give myself extra hour or two to do my target bowling and stuff, and that helps.
And finally, as far as the big picture in this tournament is concerned, how far do the Clarion Eagles get?
Yeah, I think our eyes are on the trophy. Everyone is focused, and we just want to win this tournament. There is no ifs and buts. We are not even thinking about losing any game. So the focus of all of us is the same, and hopefully we'll be a champion this year.
Well, everybody else, you heard it. The Clarion Eagles are going to be the champions this year. Mohammed Mohsen, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Outstanding year, brother Rasmus. Hope I pronounced your name properly. The last time I saw you was in the Houston Premier League. I think it was a couple of years ago. Obviously, you're an international player and an international captain. What does it mean for you to be here at the Atlanta Open?
Well, it's wonderful to see, especially in the associate world, where I'm from, that there's grounds like, yeah, but there's grounds like this and, development like this and so many people in cricket. Yeah, if they can channel all of that correctly, I mean, this endless talent here and endless, I guess, facilities and resources to work from. Yeah, it's amazing to see tournaments like this pop up all over the US.
And allow me to see through your eyes for somebody who grows up, let's call it, in a cricket playing country. But the US has a number of sports that are prominent. Cricket is not necessarily one of them yet. What do you see in the cricket environment when you come here?
Well, for one, I see lots of people, which is not the case in my country. We're obviously a very small country, but having the amount of players here and the amount of talent and the amount of even fields, I know they're far and wide, they're widespread, but even just having the amount of tournaments and amount of games that they have here, it can only go from strength to strength. And that's something that we've struggled to get to grips with in Namibia is um, taking the game to more and more people, but also just in terms of the amount of games that you can play through the year, it's quite tough on limited fields to play those amounts of games. So that's wonderful to come out here and play more games. And yeah, people, I would almost want to say like the youngsters have it nice here. They're growing up with lots of cricket.
Last question. As it relates to this tournament specifically, your team, Clarion Eagles, nice win today. Probably tougher games ahead. Where do you end up in the tournament, you think?
Yeah, we want to go straight to the top and win it, hopefully. But there's lots of work to do, as you say. All the teams around here are well stacked up with talent, and it's going to be a matter of playing these conditions very well. We've got good spinners on what seems to be slow conditions, and hopefully also players that play spin well and have a range of different options. Good balance with right-handers and left-handers in the squad. So and all in all, a great setup with the Clarion Eagles. That goes a long way in creating a winning environment. The people in the behind closed doors, so they've done an excellent job, and they're very clean and clear cut with all the admin that they do, and in terms of communication and everything. So it's been awesome to join them.
Fantastic. Best of luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you.
As far as I know. Wait, oh, we're doing more? Thank you very much, sir.
Time for the presentation ceremony. I've got the chief guest, Kajalanti, with him is one of the most successful bowler in the tournament so far. Fani Smridha, well bowled, outstanding stuff. Also the leading wicket taker. What's the secret?
Well, not much of a secret. Just sticking to the basics. Whatever I do, I've been doing it same for the last 2-3 years. So that's helping me, and I'm continuing doing the same. And the wickets are helping. With the team we have, everyone in the field so attentive, and everyone has their own effort. So it's a team effort, and I'm doing my basic thing, whatever I'm expected to. That's it.
Yeah, you bowled them out for 71, the Carolina Smashers, but a bit of a hiccup. You guys lost 6 wickets. What was going through your mind when you lost that 6th wicket?
Well, we're not worried at all. We just had that 15 more runs, and we have the batting lineup until 10. So not much to worry about. But I think we became a little complacent there. So maybe next game we'll keep that in mind and come back stronger. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and all the very best. Thank you, Kajalant. Thank you, thank you. Trophy, no, trophy. একটু হাত দিতে হবে। Thank you. Thank you.
So 3 for 11 with the ball, 20 runs at the bat. Player of the match in the Sampa Army's victory by 5 wickets is Raj Nanan. Congratulations, Raj.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about the game. What were your thoughts coming in? And then let me know whether or not you were in any doubt of winning this match.
No, we're never in any doubt. We always start the game positive, bring a positive energy to the game, and hope that's the outcome at the end of the game. The wicket was a bit slow, so for me, putting the balls in the right areas was key, and let the ball do the rest.
So you mentioned the wicket was a little bit slow. I think the general consensus that we've heard is that the wickets are more conducive to spinners than the pace bowlers. So for you as a frontline spinner, what are your thoughts when you get the ball on a wicket like this?
I definitely fancy myself on wickets like these. It's already difficult for the batsman. With my skill set and stuff, I just back myself to bowl in the right areas and let the batsman make the mistake.
And then the last question, I've been asking this question of everybody else. You're a very strong team, the Samp Army, but there are other strong teams in this tournament. Where do you all end up at the end of the day?
Um, you know, Cricket you play on the day, and whatever outcome is there, you try to get stronger and build better. But it's all on the day.
Congratulations. See you the rest of the tournament.
Thank you. Cheers.
Absolutely. So, this, I believe, concludes our coverage the rest of the day. Join us for day 3 next 12 or so hours from now when we hit the ground running from day 3 right here at the Paramveer Sports Complex. And see you tomorrow.